Hey everyone, Richard Phillips back at you with some more modern action. Thank you so much for the support over the last couple of weeks as I've revamped the channel. We're up to almost 500 subscribers and I couldn't do it without all of you, so thank you very much. If this is your first time coming across the channel, please make sure to subscribe to it. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to monetize the channel and make some money back as I'm sharing all my Magic playing content with you. Today we're playing RUGshift. So RUGshift is one of my favorite decks. It was very good for a period of time last year, and then previously has popped up, every so often. It is a combo control deck that is trying to control the board and then resolve a Scapeshift and kill the opponent with Valakut. Usually you can get there with 7 lands. 8 lands is a guaranteed kill pretty much at any life total. 7 can deal 18 damage to the opponent. So just, keep your Scapeshift math in order. In the main deck, the only things that's kind of interesting with what we're doing here is that we're a little heavier on trying to combo game 1, where we are playing Search for Tomorrow. Some RUGshift decks are just playing Growth Spiral, but we are playing Search for Tomorrow. I think that the ability to game 1 just combo kill is really important, and then game 2 and 3 you can assess whether or not you want to just be the aggressor in the matchup, and you can try to take more of a controlling role with some of our sideboard cards. We're also playing Wrenn and 6, which is obviously excellent with the rebuying of lands. We're playing 27 total lands, 10 mountains, which is something to keep in mind. So if we fetch, let's say 4 lands, we would not be able to kill, or 4 mountains, we wouldn't be able to kill with a Valakut on 7 lands. We'd have to wait until 8 lands. So just something to keep in mind. The deck can also obviously win through bolts and snapcasters or Wrenn and 6 ultimates. The Wrenn and 6 ultimate is actually a really, I wouldn't say common way of winning, but it's pretty for sure gonna win the game. So if we can ultimate a Wrenn and 6, we're almost certainly gonna win that game. For the sideboard. So the sideboard's a little interesting. And I did this a little bit based on what I've witnessed in the meta and what beats this deck. So I was pretty much dumpstering every deck except for Red Burn. So I'm playing Weather the Storms, and we're playing 4 of them, and hopefully that'll gain us enough life to be able to resolve a Scapeshift. The issue with the Weather the Storm is that we really cut a lot of sideboard cards for other matchups. Like you can see, there's 0 graveyard hate here. So if the opponent's on Dredge, our goal is going to be to chain together cryptic commands and then just kill them with Scapeshift. Like we don't really have a backup plan. Also, this deck's really weak to Boil, and there are a few decks that were playing Boil. When I was testing this, I played against Jund that was playing Boil, and then I played against Storm that was playing Boil, and I wasn't expecting Storm to be playing Boil. So we got Aether Gusts, as well as our remands and stuff like that, but I do think the Aether Gusts are very important. Anger the Gods for creature decks, like all the creature combo decks that are out there right now, like Hammer Time and the Heliod combo. We're going to bring those in. Veil of Summer for Thoughtseize decks or Counterspell decks. And then Shark Typhoon is our alternate win condition. If we think the opponent's playing something like Leonin Arbiters or Thalias or something like that, where a weird card that would shut off Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, like a what's that card? Like a Runed Halo or something weird like that. We can always bring in Shark Typhoons. Also, Shark Typhoon's really good against 1-for-1 matchups like Grixis Death Shadow. If the opponent's playing Grixis Death Shadow, the chances of us resolving a Scapeshift through a Stubborn Denial is very low, but we can definitely beat the opponent with Sharks, especially if they're going to be dealing damage to themselves. So anyway, that's the deck. I'll jump into a league in just a second. I guess the only thing I have for you before we jump into it is deck suggestions. So if you want me to play your deck, please contact me at the email provided in the video description of this. I'd like to open up basically like a deck submission line. I don't think I want to take people's money yet, but if you have something interesting that you think I would like to play on the channel, please email it to me and we can maybe chat back and forth about it. I'm not going to do like donation deck lists, so just because you submit something doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to play it. I have to like it first, but if it's something that's modern playable and a little off the wall but still playable in the modern format, I'd love to take a look at it. So once again, I'll put the email in the description below. Please check it out, and I'll see you at the beginning of round 1. All right, everyone, welcome to round round number 1, the opponent has revealed Yorion the Sky Nomad, so they're probably a little on the slower side, so I'm perfectly happy with keeping this kind of hand against a deck like that. We've got action, we've got interaction, very happy. This is one of those weird hands where I think I'm going to start on Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground is definitely the worst land in the whole deck. The only card it casts really well is Wrenn and 6, but everything else is really awkward with it. But I think we're good enough just playing it here. We do have 27 lands in the deck, which is a lot of lands. So hopefully we can draw some more, but I don't want to just start fetching with Misty Rainforest into our Triomes. Let's see what the opponent's playing here. The only thing that the way that we played these lands could come back to bite us is we don't really have a nice spot to throw in a bolt here. Like if we played the Misty Rainforest, we could have fetched a Steam Vents and bolted. But I don't know, we'll see. If their opponent plays like a Voice of Resurgence or something like that here, I'm going to be upset. Oh, it's a Wrenn and 6. Okay, that's fine. So the one nice thing about us being a combo control deck is that this is not super backbreaking. Like if we were playing just regular control, we probably could never beat the value that Wrenn and 6 is going to provide our opponent over the course of the game. But as long as we don't let it ultimate, I think we should be fine. Because the opponent having resources in hand doesn't really matter. The cards that actually matter are going to be what is lowering our life total and what can interact with Scapeshift on the stack or our lands. But there's not that many things. Opponent resolving Utopia Sprawl, which is a little scary. Okay. Looks like they're mostly banned. Maybe they're like a 5-color Niv deck, but they're certainly not like super heavy on the red, which is, I guess, good to know. So we don't have to play around like, I mean, Young Pyromancer isn't that scary. All right, so that's a good one. So we're gonna reman that one. All right, then we found our Scapeshift. Okay. So we didn't get to resolve our Growth Spiral, but we will this upcoming turn, which is kind of cool. All right, so we'll just play this island and pass, and then we can Growth Spiral and then fetch with the Misty and get a Breeding Pool and then reman. So that's going to be our play here. Is the opponent's going to play the Teferi again? Oh, no, they're not. Okay. What are they going to do? Nothing. Okay, the opponent does nothing. Sure. We'll Growth Spiral. I mean, is the opponent going to like try to counter this? I don't really understand. No? Okay. Yeah, we'll just put this into play and we'll just fetch now. That's fine. Get the Breeding Pool. And yeah, we'll just play the Triome here. Cool. All right, so we only need 7 lands to kill the opponent. So if we draw a Search for Tomorrow off the top, we can kill our opponent next turn, which is cool. It's kind of weird the opponent didn't do anything. I don't know if they know what we're on. Maybe they don't. I don't know. All right. So obviously we have to counter a Teferi, just because otherwise these like remans and stuff like that do nothing. So that's the card that we are certainly going to counter. All right, they're doing nothing. All right, I guess the end of the turn we'll just bounce their Wrenn and 6 to prevent it from ultimating, because if they do have a counter spell, we're probably never going to be able to beat it. If they want to interact with this somehow, that's fine. I don't know what our opponent could play that would be super scary here. I guess, no, actually, I don't know. There's not very many things here that I'd be scared of. Watch them cast something now that's going to be scary. Kaya's Guile. Sure. Yeah, all right. That's not scary at all. All right. Cool. All right, let's draw. All right, Steam Vents. All right, so we can't kill our opponent this turn, but we can hold up Cryptic Command plus Remand, so we're going to do that. I really don't think the opponent can have any counter spells in their deck that aren't mana leak, and we can play around the mana leak pretty easily. Sure, I don't care about the Ren and 6. We just didn't want it to ultimate. In case the opponent did have like a mana leak or something like that. All right, so the opponent's Holt has mana up for something. I don't know what they have mana up for though. I guess we can just bounce one of we can bounce our opponent's forest here, and try to force some action because their opponent's dead next turn if they don't have interaction here. So this way, whatever they were holding up, they got to cast now. Okay, that's fine, I guess. All right, there's Search for Tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so there's only 4 mountains in our deck, so we actually can't win this turn with Scapeshift unless we play Search for Tomorrow first. So we have to do Search for Tomorrow. Get an island. And then we have to play a Triome. Can we even kill it? So we can do 4. We can do 24 damage this turn. Yeah, all right. So that's good. We can do 24 damage because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 4 mountains that we can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 Valakuts. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Let's see if the opponent has a counterspell. If they do, we probably lose. Okay, cool. Opponent just concedes. Perfect. So what we do is we'd sacrifice 6 lands, we'd get 2 Valakuts and 4 mountains, and then each mountain would deal 6 damage, so it'd be 24 damage to the opponent. All right. So we saw Teferi, which is good to note. Or the opponent's probably playing like a Bring to Light or a Niv to Light deck. So it's just a bunch of like weird Is-It cards. We could probably cut like a couple Search for Tomorrows because Search for Tomorrow doesn't work with Teferi at all. Like if we would have to hard cast it. And we could bring in a couple like Shark Typhoons maybe. So that way we just have like an alternate kill. But I don't want to like go too low on that. Maybe the Lightning Bolts aren't very good, so maybe we can just like cut 2 more Lightning Bolts and play 2 more Shark Typhoons. Because like what are we really going to Lightning Bolt? Yeah, maybe it's even more than that. Maybe it's just like cut all the bolts and bring in like 2 Veil of Summers also. Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's try this. Because we're not interacting with Niv once it's in play. Like I'm not going to bolt, snap, bolt it. So yeah, let's just try this, I guess. All right, this hand's really good. Cool. We have Force and Negation for something really scary the opponent does, and we have Ren and 6 to provide card advantage. What's really cool with our Triomes is that they are a source of card advantage. That's one of the reasons why I love them, because not only are they mountains, but also we can cycle them to gain card advantage. So if the opponent goes Utopia Sprawl here, am I supposed to counter it? No, they Thoughtseize. Okay, sure. That's another reason for Veil of Summer, so I'm glad I brought those in. All right, they took the Ren, which is reasonable. All right, so now we'll just play the Triome because we're not worried about cycling it for card advantage anymore because we don't have our Ren and 6 anymore. Wow, they have a nice curve here. They got a 1 and 2 drop. At least we got these remands, but what are they going to play? Oh, Abundant Growth. Sure, that's... Oh, okay, and they were just attaching it to the snow-covered land. Sure, okay. That's not that scary. Oh, cool. All right, Shark Typhoon. So now we have an actual win condition in hand now. Good. Opponent knows about the double remand, so they're probably not going to play into it. I guess it depends what their hand is. If their hand is just full of interactive cards. Oh, they don't have a third land drop. Wow. All right. Well, I'm not going to fetch because we want to hit all our land drops. So at the end of the turn here, I might cycle a Shark Typhoon just to make a 1/1 and draw a card because we are a deck that needs to hit all of its land drops. That's why we're playing 27 of them. Also, the opponent is at 14. So if we can make a 1/1 and then we can do some other stuff, we might be in good shape for just beating the opponent down without Scapeshift, especially if we draw like more sharks. But the sharks do get a little frisky. All right, so we got Breeding Pool. We always need to make sure that we have double green because that's how we resolve Scapeshift, and a lot of our lands don't produce green. Like a vast majority of them don't produce green. Just something to keep in mind. Even though we're only playing three colors, the Valakuts with all the mountains actually messes up our math quite a bit. All right, cool. Start getting in there with a 1/1. Opponent does have to respect the beatdown plan. Yeah, let's just remand that. Opponent's low on resources here, so that's fine. Actually, we could just remand it again because the opponent doesn't have a black source here. This isn't black. Sure, so we'll just remand it again. Cool, that's hitting our land drops. It's kind of the plan all along. Oh, another shark. All right. All right, so that's definitely our plan now, is to just get in there with sharks. Yeah, let's just cycle this. Cool, and then obviously we can still win with if we draw Scapeshift, but there's a lot of tension here. If the opponent's dealing themselves damage with Thoughtseize, we have 4 power on board now. If they don't take the Snapcaster Mage, things can get a little screwy for them. All right, I turned off my auto yield real quick. So Lightning Helix, the shark will probably force that. This way we have Snapcaster up. They should have waited until our turn probably for that, just for tight play reasons. All right, we'll play this because our opponent knows about it. And then we could try to disrupt our opponent here by Snapcaster, Cryptic Command, bouncing the Ketria Triome. I kind of like that. Let's do it. Get a green source here. So this way they will have 1 less untapped mana next turn, and they're also dead on board, so they'll have to... Just playing like a tempo game here. And we'll see what the opponent's got. They got to have interaction for our board. Assassin's Trophy, a shark. Sure. So that's their interaction here. Unfortunately, we're kind of coming up blank here, so we're going to try to get all of the cards out of our deck that don't cast our spells. So we'll get rid of... or you just get rid of as many lands as possible. But we've really bricked the last couple of turns. We can still win this game. if we draw a pretty much any interaction, but we bricked like 3 or 4 turns in a row on action. All right, the opponent's playing a Birds of Paradise, just a chump block, which is good news for us. All right, Snapcaster Mage is great. No need to, I don't think, try to force anything here. We just want to attack here because the opponent's still on the back foot, and we don't want to try to be super aggressive here like we were the last time. So this actually, I think, will... All right, so Abrupt Decay. Ooh, all right. Yeah, okay. All right, opponent goes to 2. Abrupt Decay was a good draw from the opponent. Cannot counter that. They cast a card here by tapping their Birds of Paradise. We can Snapcaster Remand it, which will win the game. It is kind of funny how like the random chance in this deck happens. Like if you look at what lands we've drawn this game, we only have 3 mountains drawn for the whole game. So if we wanted to Scapeshift, we actually have 7 mountains. But the last game we only had 7 lands, and we drew 7 mountains between what was in our hand and there. All right, so I'm just gonna pass here, I guess. We have so many ways to win this game, so I'm just not going to try to get too fancy here, I don't think. Culligan's Command, 2 damage to that, and we discard a card. So we can just Snapcaster Remand that. Or we just let it resolve. Yeah, just let it resolve, that's fine. All right, there's a Valakut. We're a little ways off from being able to do something with that, but we can cast our Snapcaster Mage at the end of the turn here. I know I'm definitely playing this a little bit cautiously, but I haven't really seen a reason to be aggressive. Like, we get really blown out by a lot of cards, and then we'd be really far behind instead of, like, basically winning. Yeah, so this is a good one to Snapcaster Remand. They might be able to cast it again, but Valky. All right, sure. So the opponent's going to try to trade the Snapcaster Mage for the Valky, which is fine. If we draw more red lands, we can also kill the opponent just naturally with Scapeshift, or with Valakut, rather. All right, we drew Remand. Not great. I don't think we're supposed to trade here. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to trade here. There was probably a line here somewhere that was a little bit less risky. The opponents had a lot of removal that I didn't think they would have in this matchup. Like, what is Abrupt Decay supposed to do? I guess get rid of Wrenn and 6? It just seems like a really bad use of mana. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a card that should be in this matchup. So the opponents had significantly more cards like K Command, Abrupt Decay, and Trophy than I thought they would. And we're been trying to win this game by just attacking, and it hasn't worked out super well. But we have, like I said, a lot of live draws. This is a Bring to Light. Yeah, all right, we're gonna remand that. Trying to get their Niv Mizzet. Oh, perfect. Cool. So that can kill the Valky, and then we can get. All right. So this is actually a reason to have not traded the Snapcaster Mage. Look at that. I can think. All right. We'll just do the We'll just do the guaranteed kill because it's a little bit more fun. But look at that. I was trying to think of reasons to not trade off the Snapcaster Mage last turn, and we found one. Perfect. All right, so we're 1-0. So this is like another. So if we would have cycled this, we would have drawn Growth Spiral, which would have drawn Scapeshift. So we probably would have been able to kill anyway. Yeah. As long as I didn't tap a green source for too many green sources. But we probably would have won that turn regardless with if we drew the Ren in 6 or if we drew anything else. All right, everyone. Welcome to round number 2. We're on the draw, or on the play rather, and I'm going to keep this hand on the play. It's not the best, but I think we can deal with it. Anything that's got a Scapeshift and a Growth Spiral I think is a pretty good hand, and we're on the play, so we have a little bit more leeway here. I'm going to go Steam Vents first. We have a little bit of push and pull in this deck with Archmage's Charm, because Archmage's Charm both will try to get us ahead on cards and interact with the opponent. And yeah, I think that'll work out pretty well with Archmage's Charm. We got the Growth Spiral, Archmage's Charm in the deck, just to keep in mind. Breeding Pool. Oh, Amulet. Okay. So we just need to find interaction for their Titans that are on the earlier side, and we hopefully will be good. They don't do a lot on the stack. All right. Explore. That's fine, sure. All right, and now we will Spiral. Another Growth Spiral. All right, we'll play the Triome. That's fine. Remand. Perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. So, yeah, let's just play this Misty. So we don't need to remand every card. We just basically need to remand Titans. Is Illusion of the Dry... Is this worth remanding? So we don't have, like, a crazy amount of interaction, which is what I'm a little worried about. Let's Growth Spiral here to get a little bit more information. If we draw another counter spell, then yeah. Oh, we draw a Snapcaster Mage. Perfect. So this is exactly why I wanted to do this. So we'll put that into play. Then we'll just get an island here, and we will remand it because we can do it again next turn if we need to. And the opponent's at 18, which is good to know. So we theoretically can just kill the opponent if we draw 2 more lands. Oh, and Explore. Okay, so the opponent actually had a lot of stuff to do if they would have resolved that Dryad of the Elysian Grove. So happy that we did what we did. All right, Search for Tomorrow. So we can play Ren in 6 and just rebuy the Misty Rainforest and pass with Snapcaster Remand up or with Cryptic Command up. So yeah, let's do that. And then they'll be dead next turn because we can just rebuy the land again and Scapeshift kill our opponent. Actually, so we can do that assuming we don't draw a red land. I think if we draw a red land, we're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay, so that's less fine. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess we'll just bounce the Dryad. Well, I guess we're good either way. Yeah, all right, we'll just let this resolve. This is fine. Sure. Because we could just resolve the search for tomorrow and then Scapeshift. Because the opponent isn't going to have ways to interact with the stack on the, they're going to have ways to interact on the stack. So this is fine. Sure. Fine. Sure. All right, and then they're going to cycle the Teleria West here. Deal us 3, and then we'll kill the opponent, assuming we don't draw a red land. Actually, no, if we draw a red land, I think we're still... Yeah, if we draw a red land with Search for Tomorrow, we're still fine. So, yeah, we're good. Yeah, so none of these things mattered. The end of the turn, we'll just return this and draw a card. All right, so Search for Tomorrow. Get an island. Steam Vents. Tapped. Green, this, Scapeshift. Kill the opponent. Cool. All right, so in this matchup, we definitely want the Aether Gust. That's why we have them in the deck. Well, not specifically for this matchup, but, this matchup and others. Lightning Bolt's not super good. Ren 6 is a little slow. Search for Tomorrow is kind of instrumental to winning the game, so I guess we can't really cut those, can we? Aether Gust does basically the same thing that Bolt does, so I think we could pretty safely just cut like 3 bolts. Maybe we could even cut 4 bolts and just keep a Shark Typhoon in. A lot of the lists are off of... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't really know what a lot of the lists are playing these days, so maybe we should keep a couple of bolts in. They might have Sakura Tribe Scout. But I guess Red and 6 can deal with a Sakura Tribe Scout. All right, so all this really kills is a Zusa, which is scary, but not that scary. All right, we'll keep 1 bolt in. We'll keep 1 lucky bolt in. Let me know how you would have sideboarded in this matchup, because I don't really know exactly what the Titan deck or what these decks are playing right now. All right, this hand's really good. We'll keep this. It's certainly a control hand. It's not a combo hand, but that's fine. The last hand we kept was a combo hand and not a control hand, which is, one of the fun things about this deck is that it can do all those different things. We can steal the Amulet of Vigor with the Archmage's Charm, which is kind of cool. So that's something that we might consider doing. I actually don't know if I've ever made that play, but we have so much interaction in hand that I think we probably could get away with it. All right, Ancient Strings is good. That means that they're not playing a super fast... Oh, okay, well... I was going to say we might be able to get away with playing Ren and 6 next turn, but I don't think we are now. I think now we have to hold up. Oh, okay, Growth Spirals actually makes this a lot easier. So this way, because our opponent could play a Titan next turn, they just play Bounce Land, and then the Bounce Land taps for 4, and then the Castle Brig even makes it cost less. So they could even play... they could even play like a... what's that card called? The Veil of Summer and a Titan this turn with a Bounce Land. Okay, opponent's just playing a Triome. Triome will enter untapped. Sounds good. All right, and then we'll Growth Spiral. We'll go ahead and get a blue source here. This probably is a good opportunity to get down a Ren and 6. I would say. Oh, wait, we need red and green. Red. I don't want to show the opponent that we have more lands in hand. I want them to think this is the only land we have. Cool. Now we have Aether Gust up in case something gets really scary. And we theoretically can win this game by just ultimating the Ren and 6, which is kind of cool. Sure. Wonder what card they're getting. Primeval Titan. Okay, so they must have drawn, yeah, I was going to say, they must have drawn a Gruul Turf. Okay. Actually, I think the opponent's just going to die to their own pact here, unless they also have a negate. They'd have to have also negate. Like, literally negate. Or Spell Pierce. We'll see. I mean, if they have negate, then, like, good for them. They got me. Actually, I think if they got negate, then we just lose. Like, we just lose. No, it worked. Okay, so now, oh no, they have 4 mana. Okay, so they do have 4 mana up. Okay. And what do? They put it on top. Okay. So we'll just get this Misty and play it and pass turn. So they're going to spend the whole turn just paying for the Summoner's Pact. And then we can Growth Spiral. And we'll draw some cards because Scapeshift just wins the game. Okay, Valakut does not just win the game, but is... I guess a super backup plan. Our Force Negation is a good card too. We'll just, like I said, just keep getting back this Misty Rainforest. We don't want to show our opponent any of the other lands, and we'll play it. Our opponent is not casting anything. Weird. Okay. We know they have a Titan in hand. They're going to wait until post-combat to do it. Weird. Alright, let's just Aether Gust it again. Okay, cool. Opponent just concedes. Perfect. Yeah, they're not getting out of that. Alright. Yeah, and this is why... So previously in this deck I had Cleansing Wildfire for matchups like this. I was like, oh, how do we beat big mana? And the answer is you just play like Aether Gusts or like counter spells. And then you just, you know, win. Like, we didn't even have a Scapeshift kill like even remotely on the horizon. I don't know. Let's see if there's Scapeshifts in... Oh, I waited too long to push the draw card. But anyway, like we were just going to win with a Wrenn and 6 ultimate, and like they weren't going to be able to beat Aether Gusts every turn. They knew we have Snapcaster Mage next turn for the Aether Gust, and then the Wrenn and 6 would ultimate, and then we have like literally 9 Aether Gusts. So yeah. Hey everyone, let's try round 3. We're going to keep this hand. Our opponent's playing a Lurrus deck, so it's probably a Shadow deck or a yeah, it's probably some sort of Shadow deck. So anyway, you don't mulligan functional hands against Shadow. Just a way to lose. Okay, the opponent could just be like Red-Black Burn, which is not a good matchup for us. As I was kind of stating before, that's literally why we have some of the deck building choices we've made is for this specific matchup. I'm going to just go ahead and get a green source here and suspend Search for Tomorrow. Also, not winning the draw is big problems in this matchup, if that's exactly what it is. Next turn we can remand, and then hopefully find... Okay, so they are a Shadow deck, so this is a little bit better for us. Like, we'd much rather this be a Thoughtseize than a Lightning Bolt. We're going to be focused very heavily on Shark Typhoons as win cons post-board here. They took the Wrenn and 6, which is really interesting because I was not planning on casting that card. Like, ever. Okay. All right, Force Negation is also not good in this matchup, so we'll be cutting that post board. Yeah, really weird. Like I said, was not whatsoever planning on casting that card. All right, Bauble's fine. I'm not going to obviously remand a Bauble. That seems like a horrible idea. The only thing that this allowed us to hold up Remand, and if the opponent's stuck on mana, they kind of have to play into it. No, okay. If we would have played Triome here, we would have been able to cast Archmage's Charm this turn, but I think we're okay. All right, so we did draw the red source. So that's actually great. So we have a theoretical alternate win or not a red source, a blue source. We have a theoretical win condition now of killing our opponent with their own Monastery Swiftspear. We don't necessarily have to do that, but I'd like to hold up Cryptic Command and stuff rather than play this Triome. All right, so the opponent is going to draw 2 cards. If they draw a land, they can still probably win this game. If they did. I'm just gonna take 1 damage. That's crazy. I'm not gonna do anything super nuts here. The opponent plays like a Scourge of the Skyclaves. Okay, the Bauble post combat's weird. They know they could have done more damage, right? Also, I feel like the username of the opponent is like I think they're like a real. You know what I'm saying? Like they play Magic like a lot. I don't know. All right, so anyway, let's just get an island and we'll steal the Hex Drinker and then we'll try to level it up because that actually seems like a really fun idea. So let's do that. This might not even be the best play, but I'm doing it because it's a lot of fun. So we'll just steal their Hex Drinker. Are they going to kill their own Hex Drinker? They're going to Fatal Push their Hex Drinker. So we could just force that pitching Remand and then just level it up and they can never beat it. Yeah, let's do that. That's really funny. All right, so we're going to force a negation to Fatal Push and then we're just going to beat our opponent. This is more of a fun play. Like this, obviously I should not have done that, but like this is too funny to not do. Come on. Like, are you kidding me? We're just going to make it a 6/6 next turn and then kill the opponent. All right, so it does protection from instants right now. All right, so I'm just going to attack with it. There's our win con. We're killing our opponent with this Hex Drinker. Sure, they can take our Search for Tomorrow. Honestly, this experience here has taught me that maybe we should be playing Hex Drinker in our own deck. That's really funny. All right, I don't think I want to play the Valakut. I don't want to show the opponent that that's what we're doing. I just want to kill the opponent over 2 turns with this because we have the Cryptic Command, so this will prevent us from dying. So we can just let our opponent attack us, and then we can clear the way for the Hex Drinker. We can level up the Hex Drinker next turn, so that it can't be blocked. Yeah, cool. All right, so we killed the opponent with a Hex Drinker. They don't know we're on Valakut. That was a lot of fun. I hope you really enjoyed that because I really did. We made suboptimal plays to win the game the right way. All right, we're going to bring in all the Shark Typhoons. We're going to cut a Scapeshift. We're going to cut the Force Negations. And Remand's also not really great against all their 1-mana spells. We also want to bring in Veil of Summer. Lightning Bolt's good against like the creatures they played that game, so we're probably going to continue to do that. Search for Tomorrow is probably a little suspect because we're not trying to win that way, so maybe we want to cut like a Search for Tomorrow or 2 Search for Tomorrows. So a Remand, 2 Search for Tomorrows, and a Scapeshift for these 6 cards, and the 2 Force Negations for those 6 cards. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So now we're playing. Our opponent might be playing blue, but it doesn't look like it. They might just be playing like Jund Shadow. Yep, I mean, it's a functional hand. Our opponent plays Disruption, we're keeping it. Sure. And like I kind of said before, I mean, they could attack us a lot and deal a bunch of damage, but I'm significantly less scared of a shadow deck than I am of a burn deck. So, all right, they know what we're drawing, which is a lightning bolt. No, Misty Rainforest. Okay. So we'll just suspend a search for tomorrow. Scariest card our opponent could play here is Scourge of the Skyclaves or Tarmogoyf. I think that's a lot scarier than I thought. Sees even. Okay, Tarmogoyf. All right, it's a tiny Tarmogoyf though, which is good. All right, Veil of Summer. Not bad, not bad. I'm not going to play the Triome here. I want to hold up this remand. If the opponent plays like another Tarmogoyf, we can never beat it. We didn't bring in Anger of the Gods, which I still don't think is right, because like, what is an Anger of the Gods going to do? But, all right, well, this is going to be a big Tarmogoyf. At least our opponent won't get to play Shadow, though. That's kind of the silver lining here, at least. All right, that's scary. All right, Ren and 6 doesn't do anything. So we're into like Snapcaster Veil of Summer range. Like that's kind of what we're doing here. So I guess we'll play this tapped. We're gonna have to chump block. So we just hope, I guess, the opponent casts a spell that is black beforehand, so we get to draw a card. But yeah, this is a really good start from the opponent, and there's not much we could have done about it. Like, they just played creatures, which was, you know, the correct thing to do. That's how you beat us. Do they still have Fatal Push in? I think Dismember? What do they have Dismember in for? Or maybe I'm not playing Sharks then. Oh, the opponent, I guess, doesn't know that we're on Scapeshift. All right, that's fair enough. All right, the opponent doesn't know we're on Scapeshift. They still don't know we're on Scapeshift. So maybe we want to be higher on Scapeshift. Like Scapeshift and Search for Tomorrow cut a couple Shark Typhoons because they have all their interaction in still. Like all of it. Yeah, let's just be a Scapeshift deck. Let's just try to kill our opponent with Scapeshift. I'm so used to in these matchups killing our opponent game one with like Scapeshift, and then they are trying to bring in a bunch of like hand disruption and stuff like that. But our opponent has a bunch of creature removal in, so I'm completely fine with trying to beat them otherwise. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's got the 2 Scapeshift, so it's immune to a lot of the Thoughtseize type stuff the opponent could do. It's good if we draw Ren and 6. It's good if we draw basically any spell. So I'm about this. It's good if we draw lands. It's good if we draw enablers. Do we want to try to save ourselves 2 life? No, probably not. Let's just get... Yeah, just get the Triome. That's fine. Then we can bolt the Swift Spear. Yeah, let's just do that now. And we're going to get a breeding pool with this. So this will make our lands pretty perfect for our Scapeshifts and Cryptic commands. Sure, that's fine. Ooh, no second land. Great. All right. Nice. All right. So now we just need to get up to 6 lands or 7 lands rather, and kill our opponent. Perfect. One of the other really fun lines sometimes that you can take if you know you're going to die is you can just Scapeshift with 6 lands and hopes the opponent concedes, because it's a huge amount of clicking through, and some opponents will just get tilted that they're like, oh, they had the Scapeshift kill. Ah, that sucks. So you just put it on the stack and hope they concede, and if it doesn't work out, then like obviously you just concede, but because if they like call your bluff, like what are you going to do? But sure. All right, so this Inquisition of Kozilek's not doing anything, so we'll just get another breeding pool here and just show the opponent what's up. They don't get to take any of these cards. Another Swift Spear. Okay, so the opponent was just on like a big Swift Spear hand. So this is going to be, if we draw lands, we'll be fine, but we got to draw the lands. Yeah, if the opponent just attacks us for 1, that's fine. They have Scourge of the Skyclaves, I'll probably remand it. Still haven't seen a shadow from them because they haven't gotten their life total low enough yet, which is funny. Hex Drinker. Yeah, it's their only green spell, so let's just remand it. Okay, another Cryptic command. Cool. All right, so we can tap down our opponent's creatures and a shadow. Cool. All right, so we just need another land. I guess we'll do it before I don't think the opponent has interaction like that. All right, so beginning combat. So we have 2 draws at a land. And if we miss, we can just do it again. Ooh, remand's good too. Okay. So this way, if the opponent plays something like a Stone Rain or something like that, we can remand it. Thoughtseize. Sure, that resolves. I should have remanded that, I think. Yeah, I probably should have remanded that. They took the Cryptic command, okay. Yeah, I'm going to remand that again. Just because we need to draw that land. Our Growth Spiral. All right, that's not a land, but it gets us another look at one. There's the land. All right, perfect. So we will just play this Stomping Ground tapped, and then we'll go... and Scapeshift. Perfect. All right, 3-0. All right, everyone, welcome to round 4. All right, this one is super borderline. So we have a Scapeshift and a Force Negation, but nothing else. So if we draw Gas off the top, this hand's really good. But if we draw Poo off the top, this hand is not. I'm going to keep it. We're on the play, and one of the easiest ways to win on the play is literally to just, like, kill the opponent. I'm going to hold the Kitria Triome to cycle. I still don't think we cycled a card in 3 matches. We did ultimate a Ren to kill an opponent, and we also... Alright, so the opponent's on... Oh. Alright, I don't know what the opponent's on. Is this red? No, white. Alright, so they must be on the combo deck. The creature combo deck, what's it called? With Heliod. Okay. Yeah, these are not the cards we wanted to draw off the top, alright. See if the opponent just casts Heliod here. It's usually how these decks go. They just do this and then they get the Heliod down. Okay. Let's do another breeding pool. Don't really want to show our opponent exactly what we're doing. Search for Tomorrow. All right, so we can hold up Force Negation so that they can't play Collected Company main, and cycle the Triome. Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. All right. Maybe we should have shown... Well, I guess they need a little more... They don't... I think they can kill off of 4 lands. I just don't think we're exactly dead this turn, but... See if they don't do anything. If they don't do anything, that's the scariest thing. Oh, okay. So they're just holding up Cryptic Command or Collected Company, so we have to respect that. We can't just cycle. Oh, okay, that was actually a really good draw. All right, so now we have Bolt for interaction, plus we can force negation their thing. They're at 16, so we have a shot at winning this now. Here's Collected Company. That's gonna get countered. And then we have the Bolt to make sure we don't just die. And the Search for Tomorrow will Spike Feeder. All right. See if they go for it. Yeah, they go for it. All right. So now we have to bolt it because otherwise they'll just gain infinite life. All right, and something unfortunate is now they have enough life now where they have enough life now where the previous plan isn't going to work either, which kind of sucks. All right, we actually have to hold up. Yeah, we have to hold up Snap Bolt here, I think. Yeah, we have to hold up Snap Bolt here. All right. All right, so we can kill the opponent next turn if they don't gain too much life. All right, that's fine. All right, the Heliod's a creature. That's scary as anything, but okay. All right, Arbor Elf. All right, so there's a lot of ways this can go wrong, but what we have to do here is we have to Snapcaster Mage, bolt the opponent, then we have to Search for Tomorrow, and then resolve Scapeshift. The problem is the opponent has this stupid Ranger Captain, which I probably should have interacted with while it was still there. So what we have to do here is we have to go Snapcaster, bolt the opponent. And we have to hope the opponent doesn't understand what's happening here. So we have to go... We have to cast this. We have to hope the opponent doesn't understand what's happening here. Because if they don't... Okay, cool. So the opponent didn't understand what was happening. Great. So now we can just win. If the opponent understood what was happening there, they had to sacrifice the thing right there. And that would have prevented them from winning or from losing. But now the opponent never sacrificed this Ranger Captain. So now they lost. They had a window right there where they had to, in response to the Search for Tomorrow, sacrifice the Ranger Captain. But they didn't do it. All right, so Anger of the Gods is good in this matchup. Aether Gust is theoretically good in this matchup. So these are the cards I might want to bring in. Renin 6 is really good. Bolt's really good. Reman's good. Search for Tomorrow is probably not as great because we're not trying to win like that. We got lucky that game. Maybe we could just cut Scapeshift because we're just trying to play like trying to snap bolt the opponent kind of out with Ren and 6 and stuff like that. An Archmage's Charm. So if we draw like too many Scapeshifts, our opponent isn't going to interact with Scapeshift. We'll like kill him eventually, I guess. Maybe we can cut a Force Negation, because all they have is a Collected Company. Yeah, let's just cut a Force Negation. So this way we got the Aether Gusts for, well, for the Collected Company too. Whatever. I don't know if that was the best sideboarding, but it's what we did. So this will be fine. This hand's really good also. Opponent's mulliganing to 5 cards. Opponent mulligans to 4 cards. Great. I don't know what the opponent is looking for mulliganing that low, but okay. Sure, they got Utopia Sprawl, that's fine. We're going to play a Triome because we got to get this Search for Tomorrow going. And I'm not really worried about holding a Bolt. I don't really know what the opponent... Oh, okay, the opponent I guess doesn't have anything either. Let's suspend a Search and play a Triome. Okay, opponent just concedes. Yeah, they mulliganed too low. They didn't have anything going. That's unfortunate, but anyway, on to the finals. All right, everyone, welcome to the final round. Opponent reveals a Lurrus, which means they're probably on a... See, they're probably on it. Sorry, the opponent just asked, good luck, have fun. And then opponent mulliganed, and they are probably... and then they probably are playing on a Lurrus build. Or they are playing a Lurrus build. They're probably playing a deck with Thoughtseize in it. So that's why I'm keeping this. Gut Shot into Light Up the Stage. Okay, those cards are not scary. Cool. All right, and our hand is getting better and better, so this seems good. Opponent's playing probably some sort of mono red prowess or red black prowess, which isn't obviously great for us, but it's fine. Oh, Scourge of the Skyclaves. Okay, sure. So they're playing. Oh, and then they're just... Oh, they just mutagenic growthed it to... I see. Okay. Cool. Yeah, they just wanted as much life as possible. Sure. All right, we did that because we really need to cast this Remand. We'll get to resolve the Cryptic Command next turn, but if our opponent plays another Scourge of the Skyclaves or similar, we're in a lot of trouble. So that's... Okay, Bolt us. Yeah, that's fine. Two cards in hand. What do you got? Nothing? Nothing. All right. Well, we got Cryptic Command. We're going to have to lean heavily on this Cryptic Command. We only have 2 life. We don't have any way to gain life in this deck, so fetch lands are not great. Let's return this and draw a card. Bolt us. Yeah, that's it. All right, we're dead. It was a good hand from the opponent. Wow, they had a lot of bolts. All right. Bolt's good. Remand's good. We could play Weather the Storm for their Skyclaves, which honestly, I don't think I hate that. Seems narrow, though. All right, we'll do definitely Veil of Summer. That's fine. Force Negation out. cut a couple of remands for a couple Shark Typhoons. The only other consideration I could have is Weather the Storm, because Weather the Storm's excellent against their Scourge of the Skyclaves, but they only have 4 of them. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be boarding for just a card that they only have 4 of like that. Yeah. All right, let's just do this. That's fine. This could be boarded improperly, but I think I like that. If we're on the draw, maybe the gaining life is a little more important. We'll see how many Skyclaves they play this game. Hopefully we don't lose it, obviously, but... Yeah, Scourge of the Skyclaves is a really good card. And them having the Bolt before combat was key also. They did themselves like 9 damage and did us like 10 damage. Or like 7 damage before they even attacked. Which was, you know, exactly what they needed to win that game. Even the just dealing themselves 2 damage off of the mutagenic growth, it was almost worth a whole card with just how that game played out. It's like everything just came up so that we couldn't win that game, which was, you know, unfortunate. Opponent has a questionable hand. We're going to definitely keep ours. We're just going to go Breeding Pool, search for tomorrow. Then we'll hold up Remand and, you know, hopefully draw some gas. Something to note, the opponent, I don't believe, has seen that we play Lightning Bolt yet. See, if this is a Swift Spear, we're in trouble, I think. Okay, Soulscar Mage. I guess we're in trouble with that too. It's pretty much the same card, just 1 less damage. Renin 6. Alright, we'll just hold up Remand this turn. I'm not going to play Renin 6 and try to rebuy something right away. I'd rather try to Remand their turn 2 play. And then Renin 6 plus something else next turn, like Renin 6 plus Remand. Sure. Yeah, we would have lost probably the Renin 6 in combat anyway. Which might have been fine. Like, gaining a few life is not nothing. So. Interesting. They don't have another land. Or they're waiting until after combat to do it. I don't know why they'd wait until after combat. Like, what are they playing around? Yeah, let's remand that. They might not have another land. Or they don't want to play a land in hand. That's what it is. They don't want to play a land in hand. They would rather just... Okay, so now they're going to light up the stage. They wanted to gain card advantage off of that. So now next turn they can play Lightning Bolt, but they can't play Lightning Bolt this turn. Okay, fair. I see what's going on. All right, we got to get a green source with this one if we want to do what we want. Oh, actually, that's not true. Yeah, let's just get an island. That's fine. And we'll get a red source here. And we'll play Ren and rebuy the Scalding Tarn, and this way we have Remand up. Alright. Still got Lightning Bolt in hand, which is good to know. Opponent's deck is very good. Like, just very good. Both coming in just at me. They're just going to ignore the Renin 6, which is fine. Sure, I'm not going to remand a Lightning Bolt with Prowess creatures on board. That seems crazy. If they try to go for like another spell, maybe I'll remand that. Mutagenic Growth. Yeah, I'm not remanding that. Alright, we're down to 4. See what else they got. Nothing. Okay. Tree of Triome. Alright, so we can just like throw 2 Snapcaster Mages under the bus next turn. Yikes. All right. I guess we'll just play the Triome and plus. I don't want to go down to 3 this turn if we don't have to. But yeah, this is not looking good. Their opponent just had a really good starts both times. We didn't draw any of our Archmage's Charms to steal it. We didn't draw any bolts this game, but the hand was fine. I think it just isn't going to work out for us. All right, so now we need to figure out how we actually can win this game. So, do we have to flash in another Snapcaster Mage and hope we draw, like, cryptic commands for forever? Yeah, I think that's the only way we're going to be able to win this game, is literally we have to double chump here, and then we have to draw cryptic command into cryptic command into Scapeshift. That's our route to winning this game. It's like the only one I can think of too. The opponent is definitely on a little more of an aggressive build. I probably should have thought about that when I was boarding. There's a chance that we should have still had like force negations in. Actually, there's probably a very good chance we should have still had force negations in, but there's not much we can do about that now. Well, actually, if we draw Scapeshift next turn, we can win, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6, 7. Yeah, we can draw. So we'd have to draw Scapeshift. That's a lot easier than drawing like cryptic commands into cryptic commands. So we draw Scapeshift and we can win. We have 4 Scapeshifts and 47 cards, so we're like, oh boy, I don't know, like 8% to draw it. And what's funny is that we don't even have any redraws. Like we can't draw Growth Spiral because I don't. Oh, actually, Growth Spiral could. If we draw Growth Spiral, no, we draw Growth Spiral. We can't. No, it's literally just that. Okay. I think the opponent thinks we have a Scapeshift in hand, so they're getting desperate and they're going to Sunbaked Canyon here and draw a card. Because like they know, they're like, oh crap, like if they have Scapeshift, they just win, probably. Okay, so now we're just gonna block and block. All right, Skyclaves. Scapeshift, no. All right, I think that means we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead here. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, all right, good games. All right, well, we did relatively well that league. We got, won the first 4. We lost horribly to Shadow there. I mean, I guess we did have outs there. Like Cryptic Command was a good out. So we had like what 7 outs in the deck there, to try to draw something. There wasn't anything we could have done with Remand. I'm just thinking that now. Actually, I guess we could have. So yeah, we could have bolted ourselves and remanded the bolt. But we only had 6 mana, so yeah, that wouldn't have got us anywhere. We wouldn't have been able to draw a 4 mana spell there. Yeah. Anyway, I think the deck's really good. We just need maybe a little bit more for that Shadow matchup. Anything with like hand disruption plus pressure is going to be rough for a Scapeshift deck anyway. Yeah, you saw it there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.